They were a people unlike any other, so mighty. Their pillars rose like mountains in the desert, so advanced. Their city glittered like a jewel in the sands, and yet they vanished. The world forgot their name. Their story was buried under centuries of dust. To the modern mind, they were nothing more than myth, no different than Atlantis or El Dorado. But here's the mystery. How did an ancient book, written 1400 years ago, describe their fate? Long before archaeologists, satellites, and explorers uncovered traces of their lost civilization. After the overwhelming response to our first 2 episodes, we're back with another eye-opening chapter in this series, uncovering the forgotten world of the people of Ad and the lost city of Iram. Subscribe and stay with us, because this story might change the way you see history. They were no ordinary tribe. The people of Ad built a city that rose like a jewel in the middle of the desert. Towering pillars stretched into the sky, so tall and massive that travelers compared them to mountains of stone. Their homes were not tents like other desert nomads. They carved palaces, erected arches, and designed gardens that seemed impossible in such a barren land. Water channels carried streams into courtyards, and shaded groves whispered in the desert wind. But what truly set them apart was not just their architecture, it was their people themselves. Described as giants of their age, their bodies were powerful, their stature imposing. They were famed for their ability to tame the harsh desert, bend nature to their will, and dominate any tribe that opposed them. Their strength was so legendary that stories spread of men who could uproot trees, move stones that would take dozens today, and stride across the sands with the presence of kings. Caravans laden with gold, frankincense, and spices passed through their gates, making Iram a crossroads of wealth and power. At night, music echoed in their halls, fires lit up their markets, and the fragrance of incense drifted across the sands. To outsiders, Iram was no less than a mirage turned real, a paradise of power in the heart of emptiness. Yet even the greatest power has its limits, and the very pride that made them strong would soon set the stage for their downfall. But power often breeds arrogance. The people of Ad, once masters of the desert, began to see themselves as invincible. Their strength made them proud, their wealth made them careless, and their hearts turned corrupt. What was once a city of wonder became a stage for excess and injustice. They oppressed the weak, mocked those who warned them, and filled their days with arrogance. The same towering pillars that once symbolized greatness now stood as monuments of their pride. And then came their end. The skies over Iram darkened. A wind rose, as not a breeze of life but a storm of death. For days it howled without mercy, ripping through palaces, toppling pillars, burying their gardens under mountains of sand. The mighty and powerful, those who thought no force could bring them down, were destroyed by nothing more than the wind. Their bodies, their city, their legacy, all erased as if they had never existed. For centuries, their story was thought to be just a legend, a whisper of the past waiting for discovery. But even in whispers and tales, the memory of Iram lived on, carried by storytellers and poets, hinting at a civilization lost yet never forgotten. Just as the Greeks spoke of Atlantis, the Arabs spoke of Iram, the city of pillars. For centuries, poets, travelers, and Bedouins carried the story through the desert winds of a city so grand it seemed like paradise, yet swallowed whole by the sands. Western explorers also took note. In the early 20th century, the famous T.E. Lawrence, known as Lawrence of Arabia, referred to Iram as the Atlantis of the sands. To him and others, it was a mystery waiting to be uncovered, a riddle hidden in the empty quarter. These legends weren't just bedtime stories, they were persistent echoes of something real, an enduring memory that refused to die, even when no ruins could yet be found. And it was these very whispers that would later inspire explorers and scientists to search for the truth. Driven by these legends, explorers and scientists set out to find what the desert had long hidden, a city that history almost forgot. For centuries, the lost city of Iram lingered as folklore. No ruins, no maps, just whispers passed down through tribes. In the 1930s, Bertram Thomas, the first European to cross the Rub al-Khali, heard Bedouin tales of a buried city swallowed by sandstorms. He recorded these legends in his book Arabia Felix, 1932, planting the seed for modern curiosity. A generation later, the legendary T.E. Lawrence, Lawrence of Arabia, also speculated about a great Atlantis of the sands. Though he never lived to confirm it, his words kept the legend alive in Western imagination. But the real breakthrough came decades later. In the 1980s, filmmaker and explorer Nicholas Clapp, captivated by these accounts, turned to technology. He petitioned NASA to study satellite images. One mission in particular, Landsat 5, orbiting silently above Earth, picked up what no human eye could see, faint outlines of ancient caravan routes hidden beneath the desert sands. To strengthen his case, Clapp worked with scientists at the Smithsonian Institution's Center for Earth and Planetary Studies. Their analysis confirmed what the satellites suggested: dozens of caravan trails converging on a single point in Oman's Dhofar region. In 1992, the data revealed something extraordinary. These trails weren't random markings. They were the imprints of trade caravans that once carried the Arabian world's liquid gold, frankincense. Archaeologists rushed to investigate. Dr. Juris Zarins, working alongside Oman's Ministry of Heritage and Culture and a joint international team, began excavations at Shisar. They uncovered massive stone fortifications, remnants of tall towers, and evidence of a settlement long lost beneath sand and collapsed limestone. Many now identify this site as the legendary Iram of the Pillars. What had once been dismissed as desert myth was suddenly standing in the realm of science and discovery. Iram's disappearance wasn't just a legend. Science now offers clues to how an entire civilization could simply vanish. Thousands of years ago, Arabia was green, alive with rivers, valleys, and thriving trade routes that stitched empires together. Here the people of Ad flourished, their city a vibrant hub of wealth, power, and pride amid the desert's heart. But then the climate shifted, rains faded, and the land began to wither under an unforgiving sun. Fierce northern winds, the shamal, tore through the empty quarter, carrying sand dense enough to bury entire settlements. At Shisar, excavations uncovered collapsed limestone caverns beneath the ruins, evidence of a city swallowed from below. Towers and fortresses may have crumbled overnight, vanishing beneath the same dunes that once surrounded them. Even the mightiest city, science reminds us, is fragile, undone by drought, by wind, by the shifting earth itself. Long before satellites, explorers, or archaeology, the Quran spoke of a people and a city lost to time. It describes the people of Ad, mighty and proud, their cities adorned with towering pillars and monuments. A civilization unmatched in strength and skill, yet blinded by arrogance and the oppression of the weak. The verses warn of their downfall, a furious wind that swept through their lands, leaving nothing behind. What science uncovered at Shisar, collapsed caverns, sudden destruction, mirrors that ancient warning. For over 1400 years, the Quran preserved the memory of Iram, a civilization long forgotten by men. How could such knowledge exist long before modern explorers traced its ruins beneath the desert sands? Iram stands as a bridge between history, archaeology, and divine revelation, a reminder of human fragility. Even today, documentaries and expeditions search for what scripture had already revealed over 1400 years ago. For centuries, it remained only a story, until science began to catch up. From orbit, NASA's satellites traced forgotten caravan routes buried beneath the sands. Their patterns led to a mysterious site in Oman's empty quarter, Shisar. Excavations, led by Dr. Juris Zarins, uncovered the ruins of collapsed fort walls and sinkholes. These remnants told the story of a city once thriving, suddenly erased by nature's fury. What was once legend had become history, revealed piece by piece through technology and science. Scripture, legend, and discovery, Three timelines, one truth converging in the sands of Arabia. A forgotten city, remembered. A lost people, rediscovered. And one question still lingers. How could such knowledge endure for over 1400 years? The sands of the empty quarter may have hidden Iram for millennia, but today its story stands uncovered through science and archaeology and words preserved across time. What does this tell us? That history is never truly lost. The past still speaks, waiting to be rediscovered, and this is only the beginning. From lost civilizations buried in deserts to mysteries written in the stars. This is our journey, where science and history meet knowledge. If you found this story eye-opening, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon, because the next episode might just change the way you see history.